Hi everyone, welcome back to Pretty Little Garden. In today's video, I'll be talking with you about my Beefsteak Begonia. I recently made a visit to a local nursery near me. It's actually my favorite nursery to visit. It's called Lava Cat's Nursery and Greenhouse, and it's a family-owned nursery and greenhouse, and I always enjoy going there. They always have beautiful, beautiful things in terms of, planters, pots, especially their indoor plants. I feel like they have a large selection of indoor plants. I did take some video clips inside the nursery, so hopefully I'll be sharing those with you soon. Today, where I live, I'm in Zone 6B in Western New York. We are still dealing with some cold weather. There's no snow on the ground right now, but it actually just started snowing again. We're supposed to get a bunch of snow throughout the day today. I don't know in terms of accumulation how many inches, but it's definitely going to be snowing for the next several hours. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So it's not exactly get outside in your backyard type of gardening weather. It just started blowing and snowing in the last hour, and we're supposed to get this type of weather throughout the day today. It is pretty chilly. Definitely probably in the high 20s today, low 30s. So not much going on outside in my garden as of yet. So I've been finding myself tending more to my indoor plants. So this is called the Beefsteak Begonia, and the scientific name is Begonia urethrophylla, and I'm guessing the urethro, which means red, is from the underside of the plant here. If you can tell, they have a red underside to their leaves, which is very, very neat, I think. So I was really drawn to this plant. I walked by it, and I love begonias to begin with, and I'm excited to start planting more begonias outside of my house, around my yard, in my garden. And I was in the indoor plant section and came across this begonia, which is called the Beefsteak Begonia, like I mentioned before. It's actually a hybrid begonia, and it was actually one of the first hybrid begonias from what I was reading. It was hybridized in 1845 in Germany, actually, by combining two other types of begonia species, and I can put the names of those up on the screen. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but that's how they, came up with the Beefsteak Begonia. And what I was drawn to is I loved the leaves. They look like little water lily leaves, and I did notice the underside of the leaf was a red color, and I'm sure that as the plant matures and grows, that the red color will probably cover the entire underside of the leaf. Some of the red is a little bit more prominent on the leaves than others. And I was also drawn to the way it flowered. I thought this was a beautiful pink color. So I'm going to be potting up this begonia, and in terms of light, it says they don't like direct light locations. It's best to be putting it in an indirect bright light location. So I'm actually going to be putting it on my bedside stand, and we'll get some morning light, and then for the rest of the day it'll be more of in a bright indirect light location. So I think that'll be best for this begonia from what I'm reading about it. I also want to mention that they are toxic to pets and children. So just to keep that piece of information in mind, that you want to be sure that it's in a safe location away from, any pets or children who might want to get into a plant. This is the pot I'm going to be using today to plant out my begonia. I think ideally I would like the pot to be a little bit wider for the begonia, so it has enough room to kind of spread out, because I know it sort of can have a trailing habit as well. But I think to start off, this is what I have available, so this is what I'll be using today. I'm also going to be using just regular potting mix, but I have read that it would benefit from some vermiculite and also some peat moss to help with the aeration. I was reading that that's also beneficial when potting up your begonia. The vermiculite, it aids in aeration and drainage for the begonia plant, and the peat moss is made of organic material as well, and it also adds nutrients to, the soil, so just aids in your begonia plant thriving as well. But for today, I'm going to be using regular potting mix, and I'm also going to be adding some rocks to the bottom. I'll add some rocks to the bottom of my pot to also further aid in the drainage, because you don't want it sitting in water. You don't want it to get too wet, and you don't want it to get too dry. Somewhere in the middle. So for me, I'll probably just wait until the begonia plant is almost dried out before I give it water, just to be sure that I'm not overwatering it, because I have a tendency to do that. So, and by doing that, just waiting till it dries out before the next watering, I'll ensure that it's going to be a happy plant. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just add I just have some rocks that I got from my yard, so I'm just going to add a few of these to the bottom of my planter, just to help with drainage. So it's not, if you water it, it's not sitting in water. Just add a few more there. And then, like I said, I'm just going to be using regular potting mix. This is the potting mix that I have that I just got from Lava Cats, my local nursery. And I don't have any vermiculite, and I don't have any peat moss, so the regular potting mix is going to have to do for today. And I think it'll do. It'll be fine. Isn't it beautiful though? I really just loved it. I was also reading that this plant is considered an heirloom, just meaning it's been passed down over several years. Okay, so I have it all potted up, and I think it looks really beautiful in this pot. And I'm just gonna give it a little drink of water. I'm not gonna put much water in it because I don't wanna risk overwatering it, especially this pot that I'm using did not have a drainage hole. That's why I added the rocks in the bottom. And like I said, I think eventually I will be transplanting it out into a different container. But for now, I think it's beautiful and it'll do just fine. And now to find the perfect spot for it. And here you can see I found the perfect spot for my begonia. right on my bedside stand, right next to a window, an east-facing window, and I think it will thrive in this location. I was very happy with how it turned out today. And here we are in my backyard, just 2 hours later, and you can see that everything is snow-covered once again. I just want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.